The big night for 4-H kids is coming up this Friday for the National Western Stock Show's livestock auction, and the auctioneers are a big part of raising all of that scholarship money. Joining me this morning is Pratt, who's an auctioneer and part of the Colorado Auctioneers Foundation. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, my entire life, but I've owned my auction business in Longmont for about 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So my dad was an auctioneer. I grew up in the business, so I've been at it since I was little.
You love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's advice that you have for someone who's thinking about going into being an auctioneer?
You know, there are schools that you can get a foundation in, and it's a 2-week-long school, and they'll give you really just a start. Then you just need to find some place to sell and practice, because the real skill set for being a successful auctioneer takes years to build.
Yeah, a lot of practice. I don't know how you guys do it. So talk about what you're doing at the National Western Stock Show.
You bet. We have the Colorado Auctioneers Foundation has established a contest for really the premier auctioneers from around the country. So we'll have 30 of the top auctioneers competing at the Beef Palace this Saturday at 3 o'clock. And all the details about that are on our website for that, and I'll give that in just a moment. But at any rate, they're coming together. They'll compete. They'll be judged on sound and stage presence and bidding. But it's a live auction, so they'll be selling real items to real people in the Beef Palace this Saturday at 3 o'clock. And they're judged by, I would say, the elite group of auctioneers from around the country will be there as the judges. So it's a tall order to stand in there and sell in front of those judges.
Absolutely. And your job is really a big job, because you're bringing in the money for the kids who are raising the animals, or the people who own, you know, the items. I mean, it's a lot.
Very, very much so. Yeah. Very much so.
So you're going to run me through some things, huh?
I'm going to teach you to auctioneer.
I'm going to warn you, I'm terrible at this.
I don't want you to be nervous, because I've taught whole service clubs how to sell.
Okay.
So, and I know you said you'd had some lessons with John Corey, and he's the premier auctioneer in the world, I think. So you're going to do fine.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so we normally start with doing tongue twisters.
Okay.
That's what normally is done. So I'm going to have you a list here.
Okay.
But it's a big brown bug, bit of big brown bear, big brown bear, bit of big brown bug.
Oh,
That's
wow,
one.
you reversed it. Okay,
I'll give you another one.
Okay.
6 long, tall, slick cinder sycamore saplings. Yeah, easy peasy.
Totally.
Here's your list.
Ow, now, brown cow.
Try that top one.
Okay.
You can go slow as you want.
Big brown bug, bit of big brown bear. Big brown bug, bit of big brown bear.
Close.
I heard it's all in the tongue. That's what John Corey said.
And again, as I said, John's one of the top auctioneers in the world, so that's true. But you can really sell any kind of style. Everyone has an individual style. So give that top line a try again.
Big brown bug, bit of big brown bear. Big brown bug, bit of big brown bear.
Very good. You're getting it.
Great.
And now there's a couple down there further that I won't even ask you to do, because
Thank you.
that Betty Butter bitter, a lot of auction schools use that one because it gets all the vowels and consonants. But now when we're selling, we're saying the number, and we're saying normally the number we're asking for as opposed to the number that we have.
Right.
So then everything else is just filled between that. And again, that's a very unique thing for you or anyone. But down there a little bit of a ways, I think I've got...
yeah, this Betty Butter, bought some
don't even
butter.
try that.
That one is really hard.
That one's hard, yeah. Go right past that. So,
okay.
So you see where it says, I'm bid 100, would you bid 2? Try that.
I'm bid 100, would you bid 2?
Very good. 200, would you give 3?
200, now 3.
300 and now 4.
300, now 4.
400 and now 5.
I'm so glad that you do this and I don't.
It's so easy, right?
It's so easy.
So then all you do from there, you practice that, and now you speed it up. So try it faster.
I'm bid 100, you bid 2.
Good.
200, now 3. See, now I can get that, but you got to fill the filler words, right? Or like a big part of it,
well,
and or whatever.
And the more you sell, the fewer filler words you use, or the type of commodity. So if you're doing livestock auctions, those guys sell by the pound. So they're 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. They use hardly any filler words. But you can also sell at a charity event, or every TV show has that has an auctioneer uses an art auctioneer who says, I'm bid 100 from the gentleman in the back left corner.
Right.
Would you care to advance a bidding We're not teaching you that.
How
Try
did you
that.
not give me how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I got
That's
that
too
one
easy.
down.
That one's so easy.
OJ, this is so great. Thank you so much for coming in. So Saturday at 3 o'clock, you'll be there with all the auctioneers.
Absolutely, in the Beef Palace.
In the Beef
and,
Palace.
we'll hope to see everyone out. It's free to get in.
I
Just
love that.
need grounds admission to the stock show.
Easy peasy. Thank you so much
All
for
right,
coming in.
we'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll be there.